select, see exactly what is going to happen. Do you suspect anything's going to change as far as this draft phase is concerned based on these teams?
So it's really hard as a preliminary assumption to say what IMA are capable of playing at all.
Yeah.
There's a couple of niche picks that SMLZ was always a big fan of, but I don't think we'll see them addressed at the moment. The meta champions have always been overbearing in their strength as of late.
Yeah, exactly right. Amazing J, though, is going to have that Trundle banned away from him. Makes a lot of sense. Nidalee and Alistair, 2 picks. Alistair being banned away from Road. Like that a lot. Lots of playmaking potential in the champion. We saw Mata actually picking up first loss in the LPL was on Alistair. Really, really weird thing to think about. But Rise went through, and OMG are going to pick that one up immediately. Cool, of course. Lots of experience on the champion. And honestly, they must have a plan. I must have a plan for this guy.
Perhaps it's Swain. Always something that needs to be considered. Of course, Rise being locked in. Remember, on the current patch, the Rod of Ages has been changed.
Thank you, Amazing Jay.
Amazing Jay's just given a shout out to his historic Garen game, which was a momentous occasion.
It was.
And it's never going to be seen again. If it is, I will be shocked.
You'll cast the heck out of that game, though, Rusty.
It'll be the best. Every time he spins, he wins.
Damn right he does.
Except for the Nexus dying. Never will.
Well, it is going to be the Civil locked in. Rek'Sai there as well. Jinzhao, that doesn't look like a Draven. But it's okay. Of course, she's phenomenal and has actually been sort of key champion in the first series of the day. It's like Group B and Group A have sort of these clearly defined different like power picks almost already.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way. And
yeah, it's really weird.
That's also a very unusual thing to consider because if I was in Group A, I would scrim Group B. Yeah. And vice versa. So I don't think they defined this meta intentionally. As an example, the Azir ban, simply just to take it away from Cool, because he is a god like Azir, and kind of leaves open these other options and priority picks. Lucian being this permanent ban actually brings about the Sivir also as the possibility, so it kind of curves itself through bans into picks.
Yeah, exactly, but it is going to be Thresh locked away here. Of course, 5. Known to be able to play the Thresh incredibly well, and has done so for a very long time. Him and SMLZ really come into their own on the bottom side of the map, and giving him comfort straight out of the gate. And look, that is all comfort picks for OMG right now. Very, very scary.
It certainly is.
Jinzhao cycling through some amazing J picks here. Like it a lot.
For all we know, it's road picks. Kind of just let it go.
Yep,
He's an
the
aggressive
old
support
Kha'Zix
player.
support, like it.
You never know. Isolation.
I recently saw that montage as well.
Yeah, so good.
That's so good. Ah, didn't even know you could queue in midair.
Yeah.
But completely irrelevant.
You've never seen the
to this series.
Kha'Zix double jump?
Yeah, not like that.
Okay.
He was doing like quadra jumps.
Yeah.
Really, really silly. But Road, give him a playmaking support and he'll be able to go to work. Athena looking at grabbing the ever-powerful Victor. Not necessarily considered, you know, a counter to Rise in any way, but will definitely be able to clear out the minion waves quite nicely.
Yeah, and I think that's the important factor in that is you can still wave clear, and you can wave clear from a safe distance.
Oh, yeah.
Keep yourself happy. This is, of course, the SMLZ pocket pick that I was referring to at the start of the draft.
The special, and he's going to lock it in.
Never mind. There you go.
So, Jhin, right there, of course, was considered a brilliant pick into Sivir as well, because people really liked having the early laning power, not exactly where Sivir is strong.
I mean, it was primarily Kalista that you would see Jhin locked towards. Sivir's still able to hold her own, right? I think the cool thing about it is that the ultimate can only be blocked by one. Like, the spell sheet only does one of them. And you can bait that out at the start of the fight. It's still a good pick, right, because you outrange the Sivir, but everybody outranges Sivir realistically. She just makes you fight minions, and SMLZ on Jhin have a hard time doing that.
That's a good point. But of course, Jhin Thresh, powerful lane in its own right. There's a last pick Echo is going to come in for Amazing Jade potentially, and that would be pretty ridiculous. We've seen a lot of priority on this champion, a lot of bans, a lot of picks.
Solid draft if they lock in the Echo IMA. Of course, the first time we've seen this team in the LPL.
Yeah, a lot of maneuverability, but also a heck of a lot of wave clear.
And it's into a Maokai, so he knows that he has the, I'm not going to call it counter, but the better hand in this matchup in the top lane. So there's a lot of availability to IMA in terms of drafting and what they've set themselves up for. Concern always going to be that a Rise exists.
Yeah.
Always a pressing issue.
And there are, like, in 4 of the roles on OMG, you have the ideal champion for that player at this point in the meta. Like, maybe not Jin necessarily.
He's more of a Tristana guy.
He is more of a Tristana guy, but I mean, SMLZ known for his Jin play, but Jin not necessarily the pick of the meta at the moment.
Yeah, no, Jin's going to be perfectly fine, and I agree with you, except for perhaps the Azir that was banned away.
Yeah,
so
precisely.
Gragas maybe for World 6, but either way, they've got a lot of comfortable champions, OMG. First match in his best of 3, first match in the LPL. Yeah. I don't mind them defaulting to comfort whatsoever.
No, neither do I. And Avoidless as well. I mean, he was known as a bit of a Rek'Sai player. Of course, everyone was known as a bit of a Rek'Sai player. But Avoidless, first game in the LPL, going to be very comfortable. And Amazing J, you give him a champion that can be this frustrating, I'm quite frightened. I mean, for a debut, like, Amazing J is going to want to go off. And he has the tools to do so.
Absolutely does.
Athena there as well. I mean, this is a champion that he was sort of known for as well, as they were doing so well over in Korea.
Yeah, they've set themselves up for success quite well here, Aime, all things considered. And yes, we spoke about comfort, but they've just got powerhouses to back them up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, really strong drafts on both sides. Let's get into game number 1.
Oh, these are great.
They're fantastic. Onto the Rift, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 1 between Aime and OMG. Oh, every single time. This is just brilliant. I hope there's just one for every single team, so we're going to experiencing new ones, like almost every single game for the first couple of weeks.
It's great.
Stunning. All right, SMLZ going to throw a ward down in this brush. Doesn't want to go toe-to-toe, though, with the Sivir Bard.
There's no point giving Bard free gold this early in the game, and as you can see, Thunderlords would smack him for some health at unnecessary.
Slap, man. Oh.
Yeah. So the one thing that we always deliberate when looking at Rise is which Keystone Mastery they will be choosing.
It's my personal favorite, actually.
I agree. The move speed as well makes the necessity for Ghost.
I think the main thing is the fact that you get like a slow reduction. So you can keep up your movement speeds, keep closing distance on these carries, despite the fact that you may be exhausted, you may be slowed, like crowd control could be coming through, because you have to get so up close.
Have to do the damage first. So
precisely.
It only procs once you've done about 30% of someone's health, I think it was.
Yep, 30% within 4 seconds.
Yeah, which means, ideally, the exhaust isn't at the start of the fight. And speaking of, there's only a Ghost for Athena in this middle lane, and that's a curious thing.
Whoa! That is a massive vote there for OMG. Still keeping their fans. So OMG, of course, a very prolific Chinese team.
Yeah, well, let's just preface that with saying they definitely have a lot of fans, and our expectations of Aime coming into the LPL are questionable.
Well and truly unknown. I mean, they had a great LSPL, but are they going to be able to do the same thing here in the Premier League of China? Fantastic Cosmic Binding to bring things out, though, from Road.
I think the rule of thumb, and something that we should say about Aime, is that as far as how they have come into the LPL, we'd put them at close to Xiaogu tier.
Yeah.
Or Snake tier from the split beforehand. A team that we expect to excel, if not now, then later in this split.
Well, this is really interesting. We've got backs instantly towards the bottom side of the map. Of course, Jin not exactly known for his ability to lane swap. And they are just going to try and find these standard lanes as best they can. Now moving towards the top side, we'll miss out on maybe a couple of creeps. No. We'll see whether it is going to bite them. As it's at the moment, 11-14. Slight lead for Jinzhao.
It's a price that you must pay, in a way, when you want to get the standard lanes. Something that isn't ideal, naturally, but if it's something that you want, and if it's a lane that you expect to do well in, then the end result is what matters, not how you get there. Which is naturally with the CS deficit, because it's just kind of what happens.
Well, hopefully it is going to be worth it here for OMG.
World 6. It's going to find Road, so...
Yeah, actually, may find both Amazing J and Road. World 6 just, okay, casually wanders through. Will quick draw his way to safety. I feel like, yeah, ships in the night was what really happened, but I thought that IMA might have been able to turn on that one.
Happy to call that one ring around the rosy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Amazing J was aware that Road was there, which, by the way, is a level 2 Bard, currently bottom lane when his AD carry is top. Now mid lane, while his AD carry is still top. And here's the gank.
Yeah, there it is. The flash comes through from Cool, though. Is going to get knocked up, but it takes a long time. First blood goes to Amazing J. And that is a 4-stack in the mid lane. Road not even getting an assist.
And as if the Prophet Froskuren predicted, Road likes to not be where his AD carry is. Wants to be roaming. Makes
Relatively
plays.
ironic name, isn't it?
Hit the road.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I guess that
Name
works.
Jack.
It's not as ironic as I thought.
Yeah, it's not really at all.
Yeah, off the beaten track is what I was sort of thinking. But
Either way, still not getting an assist sucks, but you know, it's the point that he's actually coordinating the team, seemingly.
Yeah.
To be in these positions, to rotate around the map early and be proactive with their plays. Gets them a nice early kill onto Cool, who can't even afford a tier on his first back, and that's a big deal.
That is really sad. And teleports back into the lane there as well because he had to. So SMLZ doing well now that he's got back into the lane, even things out completely. There's a Voidless.
That's very efficient farming.
Yeah, that was really nice.
It's not always great to go into a burrowed form when you're playing Rek'Sai and you're trying to clear. She doesn't do too well when burrowed, you know.
Can't auto attack.
So if you last hit with the Prey Seeker and use your tunnel to the next camp, absolutely one of the best ways to do it.
Well, Voidless already impressive. There it is, Curtain Call. Not going to quite find the damage. Does at least demonstrate the fact that Sivir is entering the brush.
Nice spell shield.
Yeah. Jinzhao understanding exactly how to play out this matchup by the looks of things.
So the thing is as well though, whilst he can spell shield effectively, it's still a decent matchup for him. Rose sacrificed a lot of control of this lane by not being in it. And it's at that point that Jinzhao has basically zoned himself into being behind. And speak of the devil, the man's walking through 2 pink wards with some chimes to collect and a mid lane to look at with a magical journey to flank Cool.
I like it as well. I mean, he gets to go around and grab the chimes. If there's ever a champion that you want to be and are leaving the lane,
Make them second guess where you are.
it is most certainly a Brad.
Yeah. That's always the mentality behind it, right? Is he chiming? Or is he actually ganking mid? And you'll find both times your mid laner will still back off.
Yeah.
Currently not doing too well. Oh, Cool.
Yeah, Athena with a big minion wave shoving in there as well. So Cool will be able to at least even this out somewhat. I don't know whether there's quite... Actually, no. He'll be able to do quite well from this one. So evening things out completely. That first blood not affecting him too much, but we'll see.
Big gank top lane.
Yeah, exactly right. There's a Cosmic Binding. SMLZ will be able to take the Lantern and survive somehow. That was very well played from 5. And the only reason why SMLZ survived.
Yeah, 5 actually flashing to create extra space and a better angle for escape as well. The Voidless was so close to getting the knock up in the middle of the Dark Passage, and it would have been super clutch and near impossible to time.
Wushang would have been able to do it.
Well, he would have also flashed into it probably.
Yeah, probably.
Makes it easier. Nonetheless, still another proactive attempt, and very well done from IM.
Yeah, and once again, look, everyone moving over. That's on the hunt popped, and World 6 could be in trouble. Not going to be in trouble at all, as he was able to create enough distance. And IMA,
They know what they want.
they want skirmishes at all stages.
It makes a lot of sense. Remember, Rek'Sai, early pressure jungler, where Graves wants to be farming. Bard, early pressure jungler, very good at support, very good at skirmishing. Wants to get those 2v2s and 3v3s in his back pocket so they can get kills. Sivir also very good at augmenting the team, where realistically you can just press here on the hunt and walk back to lane.
Yeah.
As long as you give them the speed boost.
Nice. Oh, a Voidless. What a beast.
3 levels in that Prey Seeker does plenty of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Denying it from Cool is such a big deal here as
Yeah.
well. Look at his mana bar. It is nowhere right now. He's still Rise, of course, so has not too much trouble getting back into a game.
His
And there
mana
is-
costs are acceptable.
Yep.
Doesn't make it okay, unfortunately.
Yeah. Bad news bears. Being said, IMA now trying to push things out here towards the top side. Couple of curtain calls there, hanging out here for SMLZ. Someone's going to stand on him. Dancing grenade, helping him out, clearing out this way.
Curtain calls?
It's curtain call, isn't it? That's how. No, her curtain call is his ultimate. What the hell? Captive
Deadly
audience.
Flourish?
Captive audience.
He's got some crazy names.
He does, and then often not related to what it actually is, which is why I was calling his ultimate freaking the traps. And what is a deadly flourish? I mean, that's just a big zap, right?
Which is why I figured it was his traps.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're like plants.
I know, they're not.
Oh, well.
Captive audience, though, makes a bit of sense.
It does.
At least you are a
So
captive
does
when
curtain
you're
call,
caught in a trap.
What you think about it.
Yeah. Lights out.
Yeah.
Hang on, that's Graves. Let's move on. Avoidless takes down his wolf camp. Thank you very much for catching that out there, because it would have been very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
team fight situation.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, unfortunate. Cool, however. Still just clearing out minions underneath the turret. I love how the E does that. Just puts the minions exactly the right level.
Actually very handy because it double taps the mid lane, the middle one or the one you're hitting as well. But thing is, Cool's positioning right now after watching a bit of his laning is actually quite poor. He's setting himself up to cop every single laser for free and then making active attempts to avoid the second proc of it, which is not what you want to be doing. The idea is you don't stand between the wall and the turret. That way the laser, which is a very linear and thin spell, will not connect.
Yeah.
But he keeps doing it. And it's a thing that he needs to be consciously aware of changing, because Athena is having a great time.
He is. Keeping up his lane prowess, clearing out minion wave after minion wave, and he is doing notable damage to the turret. I mean, you may not necessarily see it reflected in the CS advantage or anything like that, but otherwise, still doing a lot of work creating pressure on this map.
Yeah, that's the thing, pressure. And with Road roaming around the map, with pressure from a Voidless as well coupling.
Oh god.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, SMLZ, however, still strong.
Yes, with all of this pressure that's being put around the map from multiple parties.
Yeah.
You'll find that Athena actually just keeping him busy and pushed in as a saving grace for IMA. If I may say so. Get it out of the way now.
Cheeky Cool. Oh no, I was laughing at Cool's teleport, but that was an excellent pun. But look at how much damage he's done to the turret.
Yeah, you can
That's
see
stupid. Whoa. Catalyst now done though, so Cool, I guess, having a better time as far as being able to return his health and mana.
Even going refillable potion to acknowledge the fact that he will be taking a lot of poke.
Yeah.
And he just wants to have more efficient potion purchases.
Oof, nice alliteration.
With a lot of P's.
Yep. You can see, see whether they are going to be able to find something here. Oh, very last minute flash, but does get SMLZ to safety. The fact that you can basically demand a flashes bard is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, he was out of position because there was no support with him, so couldn't take a lantern, couldn't really feel like he was safe if he actually got hit by it. So rule of thumb, flash it. You could see how he flashed late is because it actually took him a second to work it out.
Yeah.
He's like, do I actually need to flash this? Can I dodge it? No, flash, default to flash. So very well done from Road, because considering summoner spell cooldown to ultimate cooldown, one's already a quarter of the way back to being available.
Yeah, precisely. SMLZ without his only escape tool for quite some time. Voidless starting off this Ocean Drake in full vision of OMG.
Ocean Drake.
Yeah, they don't want it at all.
Naturally having splash damage on its auto attacks. Not actually intentional because it does.
Brilliant. League of Legends has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That play was so sick. Curtain Call has come in now from SMLZ. So as Jinjiao taking a fair bit of damage. Road is going to survive for now. Nice exhaust onto World 6. He's sort of on his own here as the teleports come in. OMG may lose their jungle. A nice flash comes in. There's the heal as SMLZ saves his jungle. They do lock down Road as Amazing J is trying to get a stun. Parallel Convergence doesn't get it. There are 5 members of OMG in the top lane.
Yeah, OMG here in a Voidless is not. He had no tunnels to use his ultimate to either, so unfortunate stuff here for Aime, the Rek'Sai. Not able to help the team. World 6 does really well to live because he actually bit off more than he could chew.
Yeah.
Gets wrecked by Jinjiao and Road.
Thanks, SMLZ, I think is what he meant to say at the end of that one.
Well, he also took the magical journey and he thought was going to put him in a good position. It backfired.
It is magical.
Not the journey he was looking for, however. But OMG, putting in work.
Yeah, get themselves on the board.
Except
800
the
gold
mid lane
behind,
turret.
unfortunately. Yeah, they actually did manage to pick up that turret. So that's why this gold is so even. After slight CS advantage.
Look at Athena. Like, in terms of positioning, he deserves to be hooked here.
But Cosmic Binding is actually going to put 5 out of position. Nice pickup there from Aime. No, OMG. They were trying to make a play. Turns out, wasn't what they were doing. They were playing into the Aime hands.
Absolutely right. They were looking for something that they couldn't find for themselves. 5 with no summoner spells available puts himself in...
Oh. SMLZ thanking his Swifty boots profusely right now.
Yeah, but once again, you can see Road. He knows what he wants, and he will actually just pull the trigger with no hesitation. Fortunately, doesn't find his target. However, they get a kill onto 5. They get themselves the enemy red buff and Krugs and Raptors and set up vision in the area, which means World 6 is not going to be safe in his own jungle. They'll be able to monitor his location at pretty much all times.
Yeah, like it a lot. SMLZ as well, doing well. Continuing this CS advantage. As you can see, that's a lot of tunnels.
It's a crossroads.
Yeah. Oh, you don't... He could have got rid of 2 tunnels at once there. It would have been beautiful. Doesn't. Athena, though, continuing to stay ahead by a small margin. 5 CS here in the mid lane.
Not in terms of farm, though. And we already alluded to this fact as well. Is like he's just going to keep it pushed, and Cool can't leave. The good thing about the Rise, however, is he does have that teleport available to him, so whilst he can't leave, he can.
Yeah. Still a few seconds before that one's back up, but is very, very close. Skull did use it to get towards the top side of the map. Netted themselves a kill, though. And this team will get more and more powerful as the game moves on, especially in that mid lane. Another spell shield who's going to avoid the dancing grenade.
Curious item build from Jin as well. Unusually has put himself with components of 2 items at once. Hasn't finished a single one. It's not the Cloak of Agility that you were looking for, SMLZ.
Probably wants to go for the Infinity Edge first, but had a cheeky 400.
Yeah. But that also means he can't buy the Cloak of Agility till he has the 1500 for a full Infinity Edge.
Because he did get that refillable potion.
But you know, that's fair. As long as he gets the 1500 and doesn't have any major hiccups as a team beforehand.
Yeah. I don't mind it.
It'll be perfectly fine.
Nice work, Athena. Death Ray going to score himself a blue buff as Cool moves towards the top side of the map. Amazing J getting pinged back. There are a lot of members of OMG moving up here. Is the flash going to come out? No, OMG. Cool holding onto it.
Cool starting to make things happen, but look at mid lane throughout this. They've also just given knowledge of where Cool is.
Oh, Tempered Fate avoided there from SMLZ. Avoidless actually going to get hooked up. Not deciding to go in as 5. Does mean that this tower will be under fire. Turret falls down on the top side of the map, equaled on the bottom side.
Yeah, and that's the major trade-off, is Cool has to come back middle lane because Athena is still pressuring. So everything that Aime are doing is traded, but it's also traded near positively, simply because Athena is being tenacious in his inability to leave the middle lane.
Yeah.
It's working out.
Yeah, most certainly working out. SMLZ now trying to take himself down Krug camp here towards the bottom side. He's slowly accruing further and further a lead. If we're talking about Jin, I mean, how do we feel like he's going to be as usefulness is concerned in comparison to a Sivir in the late game?
Well, he'll definitely still be useful as far as late game is concerned. Once he gets his items, I'm looking at probably 2.5, maybe even 3 items.
Yeah.
He'll be doing stupid amounts of damage.
Infinity Edge now done, actually, as you mention it.
Yeah, and I guess the problem's always going to be the Echo and Rek'Sai as to how they're going to get onto him. But based off their items at the moment, I think Jin will be perfectly fine.
Yeah, does have a Maokai and a Thresh to help peel for him there as well. And Cool will need to be dealt with from this Aime squad. That is some big carries on OMG. That
that's actually like the best part, is that he outranges the Rise as Jin.
Yeah.
And so he can sit behind the Rise and still be doing damage whilst they have to get through him, through Cool, to even hit him.
Amazing J, though, slowly getting himself into that frustrating Echo stage. Not deciding to go any damage items at all on his particular build. Not even opting for a Sheen early on, anything like that. Is Magical Journey going to be taken? And 5 not going to be able to find the hook to catch him out of it.
Gave it a good go.
Would have been very, very cute.
Dragon.
Yeah, Mountain Dragon actually going to be taken here by OMG. So Aimee did manage to get the first one. Was an Ocean Drake, but OMG have started this Mountain Drake up. Road does have Tempered Fate. This could be a really big deal, as Amazing J does have Teleport, can make his way down.
Ulti.
Yeah. So there's the Tempered Fate. Flash comes out, but SMLZ can't get his way out of it. Takes the Lantern.
Nice.
That is a good position. Look at that cool. Immediate explosion onto Road, and now can they find more? 5 is going to fall down. Athena grabs it with the help of the Chaos Storm. And look at the curtain call. Amazing J taking a lot of damage, but like we mentioned before, very tanky. The Flash comes in. There's the Rune Prison. But nothing else going to follow it up, and Jiang actually getting caught out.
Wow,
Amazing J, oh my god, straight into the stun from SMLZ is really, really nice. And Athena, lots of health. That being said, it is a 1 trade from OMG.
Yeah, so OMG, they get the trade. They still have their jungler here. But a Voidless with his Void Rush. Still no tunnels available to him near the area. They just sacrifice the dragon. They give it up. Well done from OMG to get themselves that team fight. We do get to see the next Drake on the menu.
What was it?
Cloud.
Nice.
They're also going to see this team fight. This is 5.
Yeah.
Giving the Lantern, getting the hook, blowing up Road with his team. And Xiang's just this unkillable, immovable Maokai sitting in the backline. And, I mean, realistically, fighting in a choke point like that as Aimee is a mistake simply because Xiang had his ultimate on. And there was no one taking enough damage that was relevant to actually get them that entire team fight. Cool gets more than 1 rotation of his ultimate as well. Puts in work.
Yeah, really nice play out of Jiang, like you said. Amazing J tried to get the execute kill, I believe, with his ultimate at the end there, but
doesn't have damage.
Yeah, the Maokai was just too big at that stage. Had built itemized completely for that magic resist. Spirit Visage giving him so much ability to stay in a fight for as long as he likes.
And we saw the best case scenario for OMG in terms of positioning in team fights as well. Mentioned that Jin can outrange.
Oh, elite damage out of
everybody
Jinjo right there, though. Look at that.
Yeah.
Boom. Worth it. 5 actually hits the hook on Athena here, but a Voidless right over the top. Chaos Storm just sends him straight to the grave. World 6 has to dash his way over the wall.
Ulti's on Cool.
Yeah. Cool is just going to try and turn around and get a kill here, but he's not going to be able to. Aimee just grabbing all the picks. Jiang didn't cancel that teleport either, which is so dangerous. 5 members of Aimee in the mid lane, and Jiang's going to fall down. That is the perfect response to that last team fight, and they're heading straight towards the Baron buff.
Yeah, so they're going to the pit. Remember that World 6 is alive. The Graves with Smite is available, and Jin able to put down some pressure, perhaps use the curtain call for vision if it comes down to it.
Yeah, is going to be there. Road immediately dies. Jinjo actually tanks 2 bolts of that ultimate. Does have the Deadly Flourish there as well. World 6, can he get in there? Not going to happen, as it's actually taken by Sivir of all people. World 6 there as well. SMLZ.
He's in
trouble.
trouble,
A whole host of
SMLZ.
trouble, yeah. Athena going to be able to close that gap quite easily. The Q movement speed helps him out. Even grabs a minion wave.
Yeah, and has a giggle at the end. Athena and the rest of Aimee picking up Baron, picking up kills everywhere across the board, and putting themselves in a fantastic position. This rookie side now joining the LPL, stepping up massive against OMG.
Real beautiful play, and they will grab their 3rd turret for it as well. So the outer ring's done. Jinjiao doing work on the Sivir. Of course, trying to catch back up in that farm department. 23 behind for now, but it doesn't matter. He's just so incredibly useful. Athena, look at the balls on him. Picks up a Magi's Soul Stealer.
Yeah.
He ain't got no worries. It's like, I'm just going to keep chilling in the mid lane, guys. Don't you worry about it. 100% kill participation. He hasn't left mid lane, and he has 100% kill participation. How does this work?
The team is moving to him.
Yeah.
The best way to look at it. Naturally, with this Baron buff as well, we're making expectations of a couple of towers to be taken, though they are now harder to take as they are deep turrets. Athena, as you mentioned, actually not mid lane for the first time this game. He's bottom. Cast a curse.
Doesn't have teleport either. The Ghost is on cooldown for now.
He can probably fight the Maokai, but it's not worth it, I don't think. He's better off looking for someone getting caught in rotation, actually work with Road and get a Bard ulti onto somebody out of position, and that all sets up with vision. Or you can just send multiple parties down to the bottom lane.
Yeah, get the
It's
siege up.
unusual.
Amazing J with the teleport. Can actually start something if he wants to, but they've given time for OMG to make their way down here.
I guess they wanted vision of the OMG members who are all missing on the map. So now they've got 4 of them at the turret. You can see the vision from Road now starts to become a bit deeper. And if they ever look to rotate to mid lane or top lane, something that they actually choose elsewhere, OMG have to be very careful with how they get from where they are to that extra lane.
Classic Amazing J play. Split pushing, being a nuisance. Often plays off on his own, but you can see working out very, very well for Aime as they put the pressure on, make sure OMG have to respond, and Amazing J's given all of the room that he needs. And I actually find this beautiful. I mean, we're looking at 2 solo laners that had a bit of a stint on EDG,
Yeah.
but EDG is a team that, you know, revolves around Clearlove and Deft and these big names, and they weren't sort of able to get a lot of this attention.
That's true.
Whereas Athena right now, being this sort of big carry for his team, whereas a lot of his teammates are actually moving around him. Amazing J given a lot of space to do what he does so well.
Same with Athena. Yeah.
It just feels like it works out stylistically a whole lot better for these players that we already knew were good, just didn't quite work.
Yeah, it's
on
an
EDG.
interesting scenario to consider, right? How they worked on EDG and how they work on IMA, kind of just based off necessity. Clearlove,
Yeah.
of course. Like you go to
And
RNG.
it's not a slight to EDG at all. It's just a stylistic change, right?
Exactly. You go to RNG, you have to work around what Marta says. Like it's kind of the law. Whereas this time around, perhaps the dynamic, and of course we're not too familiar with said dynamic, is Amazing J does what he would like, or Athena does what he would like, and Road just kind of roams around the map to cater, opposed to shot calling. Something we're yet to really deliberate further upon.
It does look very, very good right now. And as far as a debut into the LPL is concerned, if they manage to take a game at least off OMG, I'd be very, very happy about that.
Putting the right foot forward. Definitely correct. Also, noted aggression as well from an LSPL team.
Oh, yeah. Athena is so far ahead in farm all of a sudden as well. That's 50 CS, the lead.
Yeah.
Just after that last bit of aggression that they managed to put down.
Cool's been controlling side lanes as well. He's kind of been rotating back and forth, and naturally you'll find the lead will start to accrue.
Athena's 30 ahead of the clock at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just ludicrous.
Jungle farm definitely helps. That's not exactly where you want it to be, is it?
Road, of course.
You know what it is.
As like a guy called Road, it makes sense that he's able to create these beautiful magical journeys, right?
Yeah. Of course,
How
the next
does-
Dragon Ocean.
Oh man, if Savoki had tried to do that, it would have been a very different story.
I don't think it would have been.
Was it Savoki that had the really unfortunate one? Am I thinking about the difference?
Yeah, no,
I
it
am
is.
thinking about the other series. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. SMLZ, nice dodge. Gets himself to the lantern there as well. Didn't have flash. Of course, that's going to be up very, very soon. That was Moore. It was Moore's unfortunate magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one I was referring. Just not going to try and do the meme thing ever again. Nice slow comes in as Jinjiao blocks the second one, but look at the flanking play. Jiang right into the backline right now. Deadly Flourish doing some work from SMLZ. Needs to get some auto attacks into this fight though, as he has to take take a lantern to get out. But look at these low health bars. OMG, they tried to start this fight, but it's not good enough. Jinjiao takes down Cool, and in goes Amazing J. Standard Amazing J stuff, but he is going to be able to use his ultimate to get himself out. They don't get any more, but OMG not going to be able to stop this siege.
Yeah. So the Echo goes deep, and yes, he gets himself to safety, but Xiang's health bar is why they don't have anything to stop the pressure that is now mounting on top of them. I don't think they'll get anything past that turret. The Baron's obviously worn off. But
Hook
still.
is now on cooldown. The
Yeah.
optimistic parallel convergence there from Amazing J.
Zoning.
Yeah, like it. You can see Jinjiao very, very close to that Infinity Edge third item. Really do like the fact that he has gone for the Phantom Dancer as well, and they got 5,000 extra gold from the Baron.
And that's big.
Yeah, really, really nice play. 9,000 gold now the lead, and Aime have really extended it, and it's brute force that's come out of this team. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. It's group early and destroy people in skirmish situations when they're not ready for the aggression, and they've done it, like you said, to a fault almost throughout this game, but eventually has paid off, committing to their game plan. Really nice to see out of this new squad in the LPL.
Confident map play.
Complete confidence, exactly.
Whether it works or not, they are still doing it with confidence, and it's the sign of a better team than it is players as well.
That's what happens when you have sort of these all-star supports. They allow you to just have better play like that, because that's often what makes a good support, is good decision-making with a lot of what they're capable of.
Current Victor as well is actually not too bad into Rise when you think about it. Having that extra damage over time. Rise has up and down periods in terms of his burst.
Yeah.
Victor is always consistent, so if you survive the initial, you will do more throughout until he has it back up again.
I also like the fact that, you know, they pick Rek'Sai into the Rise at the same time. I mean, you can't just turn around and burst out of Rek'Sai because she's just got so much health.
Yeah. As does Amazing J, as does an Abyssal Scepter Victor.
Precisely.
Baron's been started up here from Aime. You got Amazing J zoning, but this thing is getting bursted down, and OMG have to get in here soon.
Yeah, so much damage. 3,000 health now, 2,000. Deadly Flourish coming in. Voidless does have the smite. He'll lock down the Baron. Nice hook onto Road. They may be able to exploit him, and can SMLZ stay in such a good position? That Tempered Fate was brilliant to keep Road alive for now, and Xiong just going to die in the front line. All of that extra time that was bought from the Bard ultimate was great. Amazing J has closed the gap onto SMLZ. Aime tearing OMG apart. Baron buff now at the ready as well, and this will be base broken.
Yeah, absolutely. It's now 13-5 in terms of score. Complete control
Amazing J. Always diving all the time as they lock down Cool at the same time. This inhibitor is going to die. 4 dead on the side of OMG. Only World 6 there. This has got to be game, exactly. Amazing J will grab himself an extra bit of health, and World 6, just back to your fountain, buddy. These Nexus turrets not long for the world, and Aime, what a debut into the LPL.
Yeah, 30 minutes into their first game in the LPL, Aime come out well and truly on top.
Yeah.
Taking apart the OMG team and making it look easy.
So easy as well, and you can see a bit of defeated faces on the side of OMG, probably ready to bring it back to Aime in game number 2. But man, the squad just looks so hungry for that victory. And OMG just had no time to reset. There was no resetting that game. They wanted to play it slow, they wanted to play it methodically, but Aime said, no, you're just not going to do that.
Yeah.
Just flat out.
I think it's simple and safe to say that. Yeah, absolutely. It was almost oppressive, I think is the way to describe it. Like
Precisely.
They were aggressive, they were proactive, they were trying to get things done across the board, make OMG's life really difficult. And whilst there was plenty of resilience from OMG.
This fight in particular.
Yeah, this is one of the big ones. But that was a mistake from Aime that from this point, it feels like they immediately learnt their lesson. It was like, all right, we can't fight them in choke points like that unless we set ourselves up better. Yeah, obviously, Road realized that perhaps I shouldn't be going in 5-man deep and hitting my ultimate and then having to ult myself to save me. But like things worked out really well in the end for Aime.
Yeah, really, really nice stuff. And we'll see exactly what is going to happen as far as drafting is concerned. Because what we saw when WE won that first game, it's like, oh, if we give 0 Bard, he's going to tear our team apart because this guy makes plays like nobody's business, and we can't give him that utility. I wonder whether the same response is going to come out of OMG to take it away from Road, because we've seen like a lot of prevalence of Sivir. Very, very successful so far today here in Group B, like talking about the Group B meta, which seems to be developing. So Sivir, very, very strong. Sivir Bard, wonderful lane. Has been working out very, very well. And despite the fact that, you know, 5 and SMLC looked beautiful in the laning phase, it just seems to be that if you can move Bard around the map, you're all sweet moving into that mid game.
And that's the cool thing as well, looking at Aime, is Road. We said coming into this that he's going to be a roaming heavy support, that he wants to be outside of his lane and get things done. Well, you give him a champion like Bard.
Built to roam.
Exactly what he's going to do. And he's going to get out of his lane. He's going to make an impact elsewhere on the map. And it's just too easy for him to actually get it done. I think you're right in the way of banning it. Get it away from him and maybe put him on something like a Thresh that can't do it as well. He'll still do it, but you're taking away the more efficient option.
Yeah, precisely. And look, we've also got the Alistar being banned away, so maybe that could be another adaptation, like lose the Alistar ban the Bard instead. But we are going to go to a short break. When we get back, game number 2, Aime versus OMG.